New treat here for you on the show here. As Chinese New Year looms, airports, train stations face a lot of stress tests, not to mention your own stress as you jockey for space among the millions expected to be on the move. Our guest in this segment is Tony Ridley, Asia-Pac Security Director for International SOS, which helps organizations manage health and security risks facing travelers and business people. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
The prospect of getting around when everybody else in the adjoining country is getting around is daunting, to say the least. Any top priorities other than, you know, don't push, don't shove, be well behaved in line?
Well, absolutely. Before people dismiss it out of hand as not being a problem or leap to the extremes of terrorism and other isolated events, it's about being practical. There are 210 million odd people anticipated to travel, which is the equivalent of Indonesia or Brazil,
sure,
every man, woman and child up and moving.
So two-thirds of America on the move at the same time.
Absolutely. So it's about being practical. It's about having enough water and food and potential delays and thinking things through so the situation doesn't become emotional or even escalate to some sort of confrontation between travellers or even just venting towards airline staff and travel personnel.
We saw that last year or the year before, right? The snowstorms, the massive snowstorms that buried the country basically brought everything to a screeching halt, and you had, tens of millions of stranded people who, some of them never actually got back to their villages. They never got around at all.
Yeah, and certainly environment and geographic issues play a significant role because we've now got major temperate differences. It's still quite tropical in parts of the rest of Asia. It's quite cold in parts of China. So you've got people travelling as well as earthquakes and a number of other things that can and do happen during that period.
Does International SOS have an advisory on, the H1N1 swine flu vaccine is becoming more and more available, but there are a lot of doubts out there among the public whether they should get it or not, because there have been a handful of stories about people who've had some pretty severe side effects. I mean, people have gotten very sick. I don't remember if there have been deaths, but it's not a 100% panacea. Is there an advisory from SOS on that?
Yeah, absolutely. First and foremost is consult your medical professional. First of all, there's a number of options that you should explore through the seasonal flu options as well. It is a major threat because we have a human migration, people being condensed during the Chinese New Year travel. So viral issues are prevalent at that particular point in time, but it's a case-by-case situation. So it's not necessarily something that should be arbitrarily applied to everybody. Right. And yes, there are good and bad pieces of information, but they should absolutely consult a medical professional.
David, any input here? Your advice is not to travel, right, during Lunar New Year, if you can help it.
Well, I would prefer to travel when other people are not travelling. Obviously, I prefer not to join the population of America, Brazil, or whatever on the move. I mean, that's not my idea of having a good experience.
Agree, yeah.
I go sit on an island with my wild dogs, I think.
That sounds like a vacation.
Of course, you can get a few viruses out of them too, believe you me.
That sounds like a vacation in and of itself.
Well, it's what I do every day, but I certainly wouldn't go anywhere in Chinese New Year. Yeah. Absolutely no way. Why bother? Actually, Hong Kong is quite nice then, because a lot of the
it is very peaceful. Yeah, people are generally in a good mood.
Very peaceful.
Finally, Tony, just want to explore with you. The Christmas Day attempted bombing, in Detroit, raised new security curtains, at least for U.S. bound passengers. Security clearances take longer? Is that just a U.S. phenomenon, or is this something which has become apparent in other domains?
Well, again, this will take something to fully evolve through the global aviation travel industry, but certainly we were on the cusp of a decrease in security measures to a degree. There was a significant venting from both passengers and European Union, for example. Right. This most recent event has now highlighted a number of deficiencies. The chief of Interpol has recently come out and announced that there are millions of passports that have been fraudulent. We are going to see disruptions. People should allow for it, but it shouldn't be a major inconvenience.
Okay. You're going to find me and David sitting on a beach with dogs, okay?